Chapter 4. The Shadow of Knowing. Who is the one who sees? In the night of Scala, the full moon cast its silver light upon the pond before the royal palace. The moon's reflection shimmered on the still water like a mirror holding the entire sky within it. King Melinda stepped out to gaze upon this sight, with Ngasina and Parmenides standing by his side. For a while, none of them spoke. The soft night breeze and the chorus of crickets seemed to lull the world into a breathless silence, as if all existence waited to hear the birth of wisdom that was about to be spoken. King Melinda broke the silence first, speaking slowly. When I look into the pond, I see two moons, one in the sky and another in the water. I cannot tell which one is real and which is merely a reflection. Yet both are equally bright and beautiful. In our knowing of the world, how can we tell what is true and what is but a shadow of perception? Parmenides gazed at the water with calm eyes. You see truly, Your Majesty, he said. The moon in the water is but the reflection of that which is above. Yet in the realm of the mind, what we see is not so different. The world itself is the shadow of truth. The true reality is like the light. Behind it, unseen directly. For we are always looking only at its image upon the surface of our consciousness. Ngasina smiled gently. Your words are beautiful, indeed. Yet in the Dharma, I see that even the shadow can lead us to the real. If one understands that it is only a shadow, the mind will no longer cling to it. True knowing is not to turn away from a shadow, but to see through it, to the light that makes the shadow appear. King Melinda pondered, then asked, but who is it that sees the shadow? Is it our mind, or the light itself that perceives? If the seer is but another shadow, then where does knowing truly reside? Parmenides closed his eyes for a moment before replying. When the seer perceives himself as part of what is seen, the division between knower and known dissolves. Ultimate reality cannot be twofold. If there is one who knows and another that is known, there is separation, and what is separate cannot be the one. What truly exists knows itself, without an external knower. Ngasina joined his palms together and spoke softly. So it is also in the Dharma. The true knower is not I or self, but the nature of knowing itself. Like a mirror that reflects without choosing what to reflect, the mirror does not strive to see. It is pure clarity that allows seeing to arise. True knowledge is not an act of the knower but the transparency of the mind letting all things appear as they are. If we cling to the thought that there is an I who knows, it is like a shadow rising from the water to gaze upon the water. It can see, but never understand where the light truly lies. Parmenides nodded, his eyes deep. I understand your words. A shadow observing a shadow is but a circle of ignorance, like two mirrors facing each other, reflecting endlessly, yet showing nothing real. True knowledge arises only when one mirror turns back toward the light, ceasing reflection, letting the light pass through freely. King Melinda looked up to the sky and murmured, perhaps human knowing is like gazing at the moon in water. The more one stares, the more the image trembles, stirred by the wind of one's own mind. But when the mind grows still, the water calms, and the reflection becomes clear once more. Then one may realize that the moon in the water was never apart from the moon in the sky. Ngasina smiled softly. Indeed, Your Majesty, he who sees no separation between moon and reflection sees the truth of knowing. Liberation does not come by destroying the shadow, but by realizing that the shadow never had power over the light that made it appear. Parmenides lifted his gaze to the moon and said in a quiet yet resolute voice, the light has never ceased to shine. We merely turn our backs to it and search for it among the shadows we ourselves have cast. True knowing is the turning back toward the light, not the chase of shadows. King Melinda listened in stillness, then spoke in reflection. When we see both light and shadow as one, we understand that knowledge does not arise from the knower, but from the light revealing itself through the mirror of the mind. When the mind is pure, the light shines directly, no longer refracted through the shadow. At that moment, the wind stilled, and the pond surface became perfectly calm. The reflection of the moon was so clear that it could no longer be distinguished from the sky above. The three remained silent, for what words could not explain was now expressed by that image itself. Light and shadow had become one, as the knower and the known were no longer divided. True knowledge did not reside in answers, but in the stillness that sees all things as they are, and in that stillness the shadow of knowing vanished, leaving only the light passing freely through the mirror, a light that belonged to no one, needing no seer. To be continued in Chapter 5, The Light and the Silence, Wisdom Beyond Words.